Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to another modded Geometry Dash video. Not in the sense of moderator level requests. Today, we're modifying the game with the new MegaHack V6 beta that was released on Friday by Absolute. A few months ago, I uploaded a video checking out no-clip accuracy when it was brand new, and checked out the rest of the client, so I won't go over a lot of features in this, just the newer ones that you might not be familiar with, plus the brand new Hitbox mode. So to start off this video, I'm probably just going to go through a couple that I've been using. I've been using the fading icon feature since it first dropped on the beta. Since my bloodbath completion, in fact, you can literally see the tab up here is just called icons because there's like a billion different options that you can go for. There's a lot of different customization options. You can set them to copy the background color, cycle through RGB, and even use pastel colors that aren't actually offered on the color picker. But I use fade, which is set to just my primary color. You can set it to all sorts of things, but I just like it on the primary. That fades it to my secondary color and back, which is how my icon kind of breathes yellow. You can see right there, it's changing color as we're playing. It's also worth noting that in my videos, I've also been using a few extensions, which is in another tab on its own. You can see if I drop them down, I've got a couple of DLLs in here, which aren't officially made by Absolute, but the MegaHack client kind of acts as a mod loader for these. So run info links over to this run info tab right here, which I have toggled on and everything on it. So if I hop into practice mode on a level, you'll see in the top left of the screen that it tells me that I'm in practice mode. It tells me what percentage I'm running from in case I forget. If I die on purpose, it'll update that percentage to 17 right there. Whatever percentage my last checkpoint was at, so I can just do that again, die here, there we go. Also, you'll notice that even though I'm in practice mode, my wave trail is pulsing, and also the little circles that are in front of me, and that's because I am using practice pulse, which is found in the player tab. You see, there's a lot of useful features that are in here. Another simple extension that I've got is the RGB color input, which allows me to basically pick any color I want from like a hex code. So if I type in like 43F1 A4, there we go, we got a light green. Then I've also just got the invisible dual bug fix because everyone hates that. Another feature that I'm using is called the replay last checkpoint. So if I go into practice mode, I place 3 checkpoints. Oh, I completed the level. But what if I wanted to practice the end a bit more? I want to go from this checkpoint. Boom. You can do exactly that. And that's also in the player tab. Where is it? Replay last checkpoint right there. I think that's just so nice. It stops you having to go all the way through the level to get back to a part that you want to practice and accidentally just completely blasted in normal mode. Well, you know what I mean. It's not normal mode. It's like not dying mode. Beast mode, some might say. Oh, okay. There's a new tab, shortcuts. You can see options right here. So, say I've got shake turned off in the options, and I want to play shake madness, but I don't want to go all the way back to the main menu to go and turn on shake. All I have to do is press options, and it brings up the menu right here. Isn't that sick? I've actually put it on a keybind on my keyboard, so I can just press this button and it loads. That's awesome. And then boom, I can just remove the disable shake effect right then and there and just play. Isn't that sick? Also, in the top right, there is a new clicks per second counter that you can toggle in the utilities tab. I mean, it's not too useful because it doesn't have any decimals to it, but I think it's pretty neat. For levels like WoW and things that you have to spam a lot in, I think it'll be pretty interesting. You can make a comparison now with clicks per second demons. I'm exposing to myself how much I unnecessarily click in this game. Now, the last one that I want to show before I check out the hitbox mode is the auto deafen. You can see right here. So I'll explain what's going on. This right here is the percentage that you would type in if you had it enabled that you would want the game to deafen you at, so you don't have to press it on Discord and distract you or whatever. So I'm going to change that to 10% for demonstration purposes. This right here, it says OEM 8. That's because I've got the keybind set to my grave button on my keyboard. This is the keybind that is linked to your deafen hotkey on Discord. I'll show you that in a second. So say if I had my deafen button as E, right? I would then go into Discord, press E, and that will be linked properly. That's how you're supposed to do it. So let's test this on Stereo Madness. Okay, we've jumped the first 2 spikes. We're getting kind of far now. Boom, there's the deafen. And then if we die, undeafened. It's so cool. Alright, we're deafened again. If I back out from this point, we undeafen as we go to the menu. It's so convenient.
Bro, Wulzy, you should definitely tell your viewers to like and subscribe more because, I mean, they would just be helping you and your channel out with absolutely no effort at all. I mean, it's crazy. It's like 2 clicks. That's insane how easy and simple it is. And I mean, you can always unsubscribe later, you know?
Yes, some peace and quiet. Thank God. I actually have the world record for the world's fastest start pause placer, under a second to get started from the checkpoint. It's so good. The smart start pause feature is actually so convenient. I'm placing the start pause with regular speed in a cube, but because of this feature on the utilities right here, it detects the last portal that you went through that changes the game mode, the last speed portal, under a second to get going. Alright, now it's finally time to check out the hitbox mode. Let me see what some of the spike hitboxes are like. This is going to be interesting. Damn, the big ones have this massive gap underneath. And I see why to make fixed hitboxes, quote unquote fixed hitboxes, they put a smaller spike at the top of the regular spike. Because you see how much that rectangle kind of sticks out on the top. But is there a difference between the different spike types? No, they're all the same. Cool. So obviously, hitboxes are hitboxes, like that's obviously going to be a square. Let's check out slopes. Now slopes have a triangle to them even when it's just a line, which is why it's such a big deal if you do your wave parts incorrectly with inverted slopes, because then this is actually a 2 wide gap when it should be a 3 wide gap. See, that gap is actually pretty tight when I'm going through the wave because it sticks out all the way to the corner of this block. I've kind of perfectly went through there, but from what I can see, the player has a red hitbox and a smaller blue hitbox, which are color-coded for dangerous objects and solid objects. It's very easy to just slip up there. Like, I'm nowhere near the line, but it's still killing me. That's why it's so important to put your slopes in the correct direction. Now, saws are actually pretty lenient. The little spokes on the outside don't actually matter, it seems. That's crazy. I mean, it makes sense that it's a circle because technically the rotations of these saws are RNG every time, so you could get a different outcome based on... Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I don't know if this is actually true, but if it is, that's so weird that the smaller version of this saw has a bigger hitbox than the bigger version. So I've thought of a funny way to test how ground spikes work, and that's going to be copying Sakup and Hell and looking at it that way. So Absolute says that hitboxes are weird, slightly different between the editor and in-game. Red is a hazard, blue is a solid, green is special, and dark is oriented. Okay. Ooh, that's so strange looking at it, because the spikes aren't full. It's so weird. Yeah, this all makes sense to me. What I'm interested to see is the brambles, because they have a really unforgiving hitbox, I think. So the brambles stick out so much there. I understand why people get so mad at that. That's crazy. Yeah, it completely disrupts the path of the wave through there. Wow. And that's unforgiving too. So yeah, that's different in normal mode. I see. Wow, look at the brambles at the top and bottom. That's so big. Nothing's really too shocking. I mean, the hitboxes aren't too great. As you can see, there's like massive gaps around the spikes, but they make sense. Oh, it shows you where the invisible blocks are. Okay, let me see Blade of Justice. That has some pretty infamous ship parts because of the hitboxes. So in these ship corridors, we're actually looking at something that's like half as tall as that. That's weird. That actually looks really cool because it's lined up. But yeah, look how much space you've got there. Yeah, it's like that with every ship corridor that has the doubled up spikes like that. That's so weird. Zafkiel kind of suffers from that. So I just want to test. Obviously, the mini wave would die if it hit the spike normally like this. But if the spike's moved up by like 1, can it get under there? That's actually going to be really interesting if it's true. It is true! Wow! So these hitboxes are going to help people really understand what kind of gaps we can fit through. So what about this with the ship? Let me see. Dude, that's so weird. That's what we're looking at. If I click it at all, I die. Okay, that makes sense. Let me turn off hitboxes again, just so I can put this in a perspective. Almost all of my cube is inside that spike, and I'm not dying. That's ridiculous. So you're telling me that I won't die from this? Maybe if it's another pixel down. Apparently, I won't die from this. I don't believe that for a second, but apparently this is what the hitboxes are telling me. Oh my god, it's true! Okay, now this is unbelievable. I've scaled this up 2 times to kind of take advantage of the extra space. So you're telling me that I can fit through that gap. I mean, it's a mini ship, but there's no reason that we should be able to fit in there. That's stupid. That's fun. I really enjoyed checking out the hitboxes, especially on the extremes like Sakup and Hell with the bushes, Blade of Justice. Like, that's so cool. This game is ridiculous, and I think that if it wasn't ridiculous, it wouldn't be as popular as it is. I don't think the community would still be going if it wasn't just so busted. Thank you for watching this modded Geometry Dash video. Check the links in the description, leave a like and subscribe. Let me know if you want to do more of these when the next beta comes out, so on and so forth. Have a good day.